Welcome back. On our last episode, our party infiltrated the University of Phoenix and made it to the third floor. After defeating a number of enemies, they face one final battle before they can uncover the final secrets of the Rose Garden crest. The Weather Witch George Santos is now the only thing standing between our party, the Yggdrasil orchid, and Hillary's life. We'll get back to the quest shortly, but first a word from our sponsor.
Hello, everyone. It is Queen Elizabeth II, and I am here to discuss a product very near and dear to my heart. The world of fantasy sports has been on the rise recently. With all of these opportunities, it may be difficult to know just where you should piss your money away. That's why I'm proud to introduce this episode's sponsor, Draft Queens. With Draft Queens, you're able to combine multiple worlds of sports and competition into one large gambling experience, no longer limited to just athletes. Draft Queens invites a number of other glorious men in drag to the competition and test their mettle against the best. Right now, I have Divine as my center lineman with Trixie Mattel as my quarterback. They were absolutely destroyed by the defensive line of the Denver Broncos, but they looked splendid doing it. Sign up with code Queen4Queen today to unlock an exclusive new Alaska Thunderfuck running back. Draft Queens, because sports can be a drag. Now let's get back to it.
You've walked right into my trap. This entire floor has been flooded, and my power of lightning will take you all down.
Margaret, you're up first.
I'll enhance our shield with a grounding force to weaken her control over the storm.
16. Thatcher's enhancement stabilizes the shield further, causing the witch's wind to swirl less violently.
Now's my chance. I'll sneak around her Tempest and aim for a surprise attack.
13. Diane, you manage to maneuver through the chaotic weather and land a solid hit. The witch staggers, momentarily thrown off balance.
Let's add a little more chaos to the mix. I'm sending a kinetic blast her way.
15. Carville, your kinetic blast cuts through the Tempest, hitting the witch squarely and disrupting her concentration further.
We must protect ourselves from her next move. I call upon the divine energy of Pope Francis to strengthen our shield and heal any injuries.
8. Nancy, your divine light strengthens Thatcher's shield.
You'll never stop me. I'm the first trans-Filipino to land on Mars. I summon a bolt of lightning at the party.
18. A massive bolt of lightning arcs down toward the party, striking the magnetic shield with a deafening boom. The shield holds but shudders under the immense power.
This deluge is relentless. I'm attempting to counteract her storm with a magnetic thermal updraft.
15. Thatcher's spell creates a warm updraft that begins to dissipate the hail, easing the conditions slightly.
I'm using the cover of the rain to launch another stealth attack.
19. Diane, under the guise of the storm, you successfully land a critical hit. The Weather Witch falters, her concentration broken.
Let's turn up the heat. I'm charging up for a massive kinetic explosion.
14. Carville, your blast sends a shockwave through the atrium, causing the witch to brace herself against the force.
I summon a blinding holy radiance to disrupt Santos's next turn.
5. It seems the storm is too dark to pierce with your spell. The flash of light illuminates the hallway briefly, but has no impact.
You may try to resist, but I'll take you down just like I single-handedly took down al-Baghdadi. I summon a howling gale.
17. A fierce gust whips through the atrium, threatening to knock everyone off their feet.
We need to break her concentration. I'll intensify the magnetic field to disrupt her connection to the storm.
18. The magnetic field surges, causing sparks of static around the witch, visibly disturbing her focus.
I'll use this moment to launch a surprise attack with my dagger.
14. Diane, you manage to slip past the witch's defenses and land a sharp blow.
All right, time for a little razzle-dazzle. I'm sending a kinetic blast right at her.
4. Carville, your attack veers in the wind and slams into a nearby wall.
Enough hiding behind shields. I call upon the divine might of Pope Francis to smite this foe.
10. A beam of radiant light shoots from Pelosi's hand, striking the Weather Witch with divine force.
Just like I did to the Mongol fleets off the coast of Japan in 1274, I shall unleash the full fury of the storm upon you.
19. A maelstrom of wind and lightning engulfs the room, threatening to overwhelm the party.
We must disrupt this storm. I'm going to reverse the polarity of my magnetic field to scatter her energies.
16. Thatcher's spell creates an inverse magnetic pulse, causing the storm's energies to briefly scatter and the witch to falter.
She's off balance. I'm going in for another stealth attack, targeting her blind spot.
15. Diane, you successfully land a precise strike, further disrupting the witch's control over the storm.
Let's keep the pressure on. I'm charging up another kinetic blast, aiming for maximum impact.
13. Carvel, your blast adds to the witch's disarray, but she remains standing, struggling to maintain the storm.
It's time to call upon the divine fury. I'm channeling a powerful smite to break her grasp on the weather.
18. A brilliant flash of divine energy bursts from Pelosi's hands, striking the Weather Witch with immense power.
Try as you might, but I'll maintain control here just like I did over the Senate after the Jedi Order attempted to assassinate me in Episode 3. I charge for a final powerful blast of lightning on my next turn.
20. A concentrated orb of storm energy forms in her hands, crackling with menacing power. The atmosphere in the atrium is charged with tension. The Weather Witch, drawing upon her last reserves of strength, holds the orb of storm energy aloft, ready to unleash it upon you.
This is our final stand. I'll use all my magnetic power to disrupt her final attack.
12. Thatcher, your magnetic surge envelops the orb, causing it to flicker and wane in intensity.
Now's our chance. I'm going for a decisive strike with all my might.
14. Diane, you dash forward and deliver a powerful blow, further destabilizing the witch.
It's showtime. I rush her with my bow staff, hoping to knock her off balance.
9. A solid hit from Carvel strikes the Weather Witch and disrupts her hold on the orb.
With the light of justice, I cast my strongest divine smite to end this battle.
16. Pelosi, your smite illuminates the hallway, engulfing the Weather Witch in a blinding radiance. The Weather Witch collapses, defeated, her powers spent. The storm abates, leaving the corridor in an eerie calm. Sunlight begins to filter through the windows, casting a peaceful glow over the room.
You haven't seen the last of me. I'll take you down someday, just like I took out that guy for blocking my view of our American cousin with his damn stovepipe hat. To the skies!
Santos dives for the nearest window, shattering the glass and attempting to fly from the building. His magic spent, he falls 3 stories to his apparent death on the pavement below. The 3rd floor is quiet, aside from the dripping of water in the hallways.
Now that's over with. Let's find that last gem and save Hillary.
You don't know what forces you are messing with. The University of Phoenix force shall be mine, and mine alone. I may not have been chosen, but I will take what is mine, enter my domain, and perish.
Ignore him. He's trying to scare us off.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Not.
I think the library's through this door. James and Margaret, you locate the portal. Diane and I will find the final gem and any more information about the University of Phoenix force.
Very well. The artifact room is down this hallway, Corn Pop.
Got it. Let's go.
The party splits up. James and Margaret make for the artifact archives, while Nancy and Diane enter the library, luckily dry despite the rain in the hallway. The library is a large room that occupies the center of the 3rd floor, with a 2nd story leading up. There's a glass domed roof letting in ample sunlight. The stacks fill the room, the university gathering as much of the world's magical knowledge as it can get its hands on.
I'll look for information on the University of Phoenix force. Diane, you find Stella's memorial. We'll get the crest, meet up with Margaret and Carvel. Then we can call in Bernie and get Hillary back from beyond the portal. After that, we'll need to see why James is here and not with Joe. I have a bad feeling about all of this. Something isn't right.
Agreed, Joe would only give him up if he were in trouble.
The stacks, luckily, are sorted alphabetically. Unfortunately, 83% of them are under M for magic. Seems the university hasn't quite gotten the Dewey Decimal System, so it may be a search.
You can't be serious.
What's the other 17%?
10% is under A for anal fissures, 7% is under F for fissures, anal.
I guess this is a time where we don't have toilet paper. Makes sense.
What? We have toilet paper. Diane, have you not been wiping?
Here's Stella's memorial, along with her ruby pendant, in loving memory of my special girl, Love Mama Fiona. What a beautiful note.
Go wipe with it.
Okie dokie.
Julia, can you give me some sort of hint as to where this information would be? I appreciate the mystery, but standing here looking through Sleeping Spells by Kevin Spacey, good Lord.
You'll find what you're looking for on the bookshelf to the right of Stella's memorial. It's the only book highlighted and outlined for interaction.
Got it. The University of Phoenix force. A comprehensive guide by Stella Rosegarden. Interesting. It seems they're unaware what the University of Phoenix Force even is. They know it's some sort of celestial being with powers beyond our knowledge. The crest seems to be an ancient magic as well. Again, unsure of its origin. Chronomancers can't even get an accurate reading on when it was made, but it was long before Solara was even a tribe of hunter-gatherers. It can help channel the spirit of the University of Phoenix, although true access to the Celestial's power requires a chosen connection. But it can bolster magic quite a bit, which I guess is what Hillary was noticing earlier. Why Hillary? Why would anyone pick her? For God's sake, America disliked her enough that they harakiri'd themselves into an ivermectin smorgasbord.
Hey, I'm back. What's that? More toilet paper? Give it here. It's a mess down there.
It's Stella Rosegarden's research on the University of Phoenix Force. I don't know what Stewart is planning, but it's going to involve the crest and Hillary's connection to the Celestial. Seems the true force can only be accessed by a chosen few.
And it chose Hillary. For God's sake, America hated her enough that they voted in a man who openly wants to fuck his daughter.
Let's not unpack why it chose her just yet. I'm sure there's some reason. We need to get this information to Margaret and James. Did you see where they went?
Down the hall and to the left. I went in there to wipe.
All right, you go get Bernie. We'll need him for whatever's coming next. I'll go talk to the others and make sure we're ready.
Got it.
The Artifact Archive is a large, dusty room filled with untold magical artifacts. Many have been rendered inert or have safeguards applied, so there's not much use in examining them. Margaret and James are standing by a stone archway in the back of the room. The pillars on the sides of the archway are glowing blue with a steady magic. It seems it's primed for use.
I'm guessing this is the portal.
Oh, Lord, I thought you were Diane. You'll never believe what she just did in here.
I couldn't look away.
Why was she humming Greensleeves?
Best not to think too hard about it. She's off bringing Bernie. We found Stella's pendant and her research on the University of Phoenix Force. Stewart is planning on using the crest and Hillary's connection as conduits to somehow capture this power.
It's as I feared. Many with the gray matter gene have stepped through this portal under Stewart's commands, seeking great power, only to never return. I believe they've been burnt out by his magic and the University of Phoenix Force's untold strength. But the crest may change things and allow him to connect with the University of Phoenix Force without killing the conduit.
He hasn't gone toe-to-toe with the raging Cajun. We got this.
Actually, Corn Pop, I'm going to have you stay back and ensure nobody interferes with our operation. I've called a team of guards on my bauble of communication already. They'll help defend the portal. Nancy, Diane, Bernie and myself will enter the portal and we'll take out Stewart. He will attempt to seal the way on this side to trap us in his domain, so stay vigilant.
For fuck's sake, my name's not...
Trump and Bernie are actually already on the way. I called them immediately after scheduling a therapy appointment to deal with Diane's display.
Let me see that bauble. I'll get Diane back here so we don't waste any more time.
Very well.
It's a fine day to Feinstein. How can I help you?
Diane, it's Nancy.
Who?
Pelosi.
Nancy, how the heck are you?
I'm fine. Look, Margaret just told us that she called her guard and Trump and Bernie are already on their way in. Come back up to the Artifact Archive.
Got it. Be right there.
Mind telling me how you got your hands on a bauble of communication? We only give those out to royal guards.
We found it during our adventures.
I'm not going to address this now, but once all this is said and done, I'm going to need that back.
She is already betraying you. Don't you see who the real enemy is?
Wait, is he talking to you or me?
Either one, you're both idiots.
Ignore him. He knows we're out to shut him down and we'll stop at nothing to prevent it.
All right, we're here. What's the plan?
Trump, Bernie, and a number of guards enter the Artifact Archive. Bernie seems to have gotten over his emotional crisis. He's decked out in traditional barbarian leathers with a newly sharpened axe on his back. Bernie, I show on your character sheet that you haven't respect or even adjusted talents. Are you sure you're good to go?
I talked it over with Reagan. Sometimes you can try your best, and still, you obliterate a woman by slamming her into a table.
Okay, so still some stuff to unpack there, but we have to get Hillary back.
What's Carville doing here?
Joe's in trouble. I'm here to help you free Hillary. Then we can rescue the others.
I don't know how much help I'll be inside, but I did bring some stasis scrolls and this hand grenade if you need it.
Who's watching the Beaumont?
Reagan, woman's made for sales. She's doing great.
With a magical hum, the archway fills with a blue magic. Eventually, it becomes less and less opaque until it is fully transparent. Within the portal, you see the entrance platform to the arcane sanctuary. The Yggdrasil orchid in a sea of stars lies beyond.
That's our cue. Nancy, Diane, and Bernie, come with me into the portal. Everyone else, defend this space from anyone who may try to stop us. Let's go.
We're going to take our break there. Reminder that you can follow the pod on Stockton Rush's new social media platform, Smash. Also shout out to recently dead Henry Kissinger. Now that he's slipped the mortal plane, keep an eye out for him on later episodes. We're going to beat the shit out of him. Lastly, keep an eye out for George Santos's League of Legends Twitch stream. He's a diamond rank and is teamed up with Ninja, and this is all bullshit, isn't it? Never mind. Thank you for listening.